5 AI tools every student should know in 2026. You have access to more AI tools right now than most students have ever had. But having more tools doesn't automatically mean better results. You can finish an essay in 2 hours instead of 4, but if you learned nothing along the way, what happens when the real test comes? You have no idea what you're doing. The right AI tool does less of your work better, specifically in the part where you're actually stuck. Think of AI tools like a toolkit. A carpenter doesn't use a hammer for every job. A hammer is great for nails. It's terrible for screws. Use a hammer on a screw and you'll work slower and probably break something. That's exactly what happens when you grab the closest AI tool instead of the one that actually fits the problem you're trying to solve. The problem is that most AI tool comparisons treat these tools like they're all trying to do the same thing. Better at everything, faster at everything, one clear winner. They're not competing that way. They're competing through specialization. Each one is built for a different part of the learning process. Once you know which problem each tool solves best, the choice becomes much easier. So how do you actually pick? I'm using 6 categories. Learning value. Does the tool help you understand something, or does it simply let you copy an answer? Source control. Does it show you where the information comes from? Research usefulness. Can it help you find current information quickly? Writing improvement. Does it actually make your writing better, or does it simply make it different? Project output. Does it help you turn your work into something presentable? And responsible use. Does the tool force you to think, or does it let you completely outsource your work? Now, let's see how these tools stack up. None of them wins all 6 categories. That's the point. ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a feature called Study Mode. This is ChatGPT functioning as a tutor that guides you instead of simply giving you the answer. You ask it a question. Instead of immediately answering, it can give you a hint. Then, it can ask a follow-up question to guide your thinking. You work through the problem yourself with direction. And when you get stuck again, it can guide you with another hint, instead of simply handing you the solution. That's how actual learning happens. You do the cognitive work. The tool guides the path. ChatGPT has high learning value. Source control isn't the main purpose here, because this is primarily concept-based learning. Research usefulness isn't its main role in this comparison. Writing improvement isn't the focus either. Project output isn't the main purpose. But responsible use can be especially strong when ChatGPT is helping you think instead of simply giving you an answer. Of course, responsible use still depends on you. Study mode can guide your thinking, but you're still the person who has to engage with the guidance. Think of ChatGPT as your Socratic tutor. Use it to understand ideas, work through problems, and make sure you actually understand a concept before moving forward. NotebookLM. NotebookLM is different. You upload your actual course materials, textbook excerpts, lecture notes, PDFs, and other materials your teacher provided. Then, NotebookLM can build study tools from those sources. It can generate flashcards, quizzes, study guides, reports, and other study materials based on your uploaded content. And this is the part that matters. Its responses are designed to stay grounded in the sources you provide, with citations or source references where available. But you should still verify important claims against the original material. NotebookLM is built around your uploaded sources rather than functioning primarily as an open web research tool. This is the "oh" moment. You remove guesswork. You study the material your teacher actually gave you, and you know where the information came from because you provided the source material yourself. Learning value is extremely high because you're working with and synthesizing your own materials. Source control is strong because the experience is built around your uploaded sources. Research usefulness isn't its main job. Writing improvement isn't its main job. Project output can be useful because it can help generate reports and organize study materials. Responsible use is also solid because the source material comes from you. Perplexity. But what if you need current information? That's where Perplexity comes in. Perplexity is a fast, citation-focused answer and research tool. You can ask it about recent events, current research, emerging technology, or other time-sensitive topics. It searches the web and provides answers along with sources. But here's the key. It gives you sources, not certainty. Your job is to click through those sources and read them yourself. Check that the original sources actually say what the summary claims they say. Perplexity is a starting point with a safety net, not a path to finished research. Its learning value can be good because you're learning how to find and evaluate sources. Source control is excellent because it shows you where information comes from. Research usefulness is extremely high. Writing improvement isn't its main purpose. Project output isn't its main purpose. And responsible use depends on you. It makes verification easier, but you still have to do the verification. Use Perplexity when you need current information and you're willing to check the sources yourself. Grammarly. Grammarly is a revision tool, not a ghostwriter. This is important. It's there to improve the writing you've already done. You write a draft, then you use Grammarly to identify clarity issues, tone problems, awkward sentence construction, grammar mistakes, and other areas that could be improved. It suggests changes. You decide what to accept. You keep your voice. You stay in control. That's the second "oh" moment. Revision is not the same thing as outsourcing. Grammarly helps with revision. It doesn't replace authorship. Learning value can be very high because you're learning what makes writing stronger. Source control isn't relevant here. Research usefulness isn't its main job. Writing improvement is the whole point. Project output isn't its main purpose, and responsible use can be strong because the work is still yours. Your voice is still there. Your ideas are still there. You're simply making them clearer. Canva. Now you've done the research. You've written the paper. You've learned the material. But what if you need to turn all of that into a presentation or visual project? You could stare at a blank slide deck for an hour, or you could use Canva. Canva's AI features can help you generate design ideas, suggest layouts, and speed up the visual thinking process. That lets you focus on making your ideas look good and communicate clearly. You're directing the design. The AI is simply helping you execute those ideas faster. Learning value is solid because you're learning visual communication. Source control isn't its main purpose. Research usefulness isn't its main purpose. Writing improvement isn't its main purpose. Project output is where Canva really stands out. And responsible use can be good because you're still deciding what the final project should look like. Canva is the final presentation layer. You take what you've learned, researched, and written, and make it visible and understandable to someone else. So, which tool should you choose? So here's how you pick. Are you trying to understand a concept? Use ChatGPT Study Mode. Are you trying to study material your teacher gave you? Use NotebookLM. Are you trying to research something current and get sources quickly? Use Perplexity. Are you trying to make your draft clearer and stronger? Use Grammarly. Are you trying to design a presentation or a visual project? Use Canva. Each one is best suited to a specific job. And here's the rule that makes all of this work. If using the tool means you can't explain your own work, you're using it wrong. That's the responsible use rule. Can you defend every choice you made? Can you explain your research? Can you walk someone through your thinking? If the answer is no, the tool is replacing you, and that's when everything falls apart. You started with more AI tools than ever, but picking the wrong one can save time while costing you understanding. Use AI to make your thinking clearer, not invisible. Start with your next assignment. What are you actually stuck on? Is it understanding the concept? ChatGPT. Is it studying the material? NotebookLM. Is it research? Perplexity. Is it revising? Grammarly. Is it designing? Canva. Pick the tool that matches the problem. Then, use it the way it was built to be used. And here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below and tell me which AI tool solved a real problem for you and which assignment you used it for. Because honestly, That's how I find out whether this actually helps. Thanks for watching.